Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 27th of April. It is very early in the morning, and I have barely slept last night. I had a very bad night. The reason why I didn't sleep is that I have a desire, and I was thinking about that, especially after, again, reading Greg Braden, and talking about the possibilities. You wouldn't really get that upset about the whole thing if you didn't think it was possible. You resign yourself to the fact that it's not possible, but if there is even a thought that it might be possible, then the whole thing does become a bit upsetting. So I was thinking about that desire, and I could not sleep. And I fell asleep in the end, and I woke up with a realization. Because I know there's something not quite right. I'm not actually going there toward that desire because there's something missing. There's something still blocking me going there. And this morning, I think it came to me. It is the thought that all shall be saved, and the thought of love your enemy. Now, in order to love something, as I said, you need to know it. You need to understand that that is the foundation of love. You can go toward love from that. You probably don't fall in love the moment you understand, but you can start on the way. And it is only then that all can be saved. And all means all. I'm afraid that includes Baron Rothschild and the rest of them, So, now, one thought I had, there's two things I want to revisit before I come to my conclusion. One thing I thought yesterday when I read Greg Braden, and he was talking about the field, and the way that scientists are going toward this now, not seeing as a solid block, but as an energy. But, sorry. What I'm really glad about is that they are recognizing that energy as consciousness, as life, and not just as some dead thing that you can use, whichever way you like, because that is not what it is. So that was the first thought I had yesterday. And then I was talking to my friend Tina, and I said to her that I would no longer think about them, because I said every minute you think about them, you're not thinking about yourself, and forget about them. And then tonight the exact opposite happened. So, and then there was one more thing about this yogi that was annoying me so much. Although I've listened to him a few more times now, and he's got some good points as well. So I'm no longer choking him. So that's a good thing. See, through knowledge, you can see the good things. Anyway, but it was the thought, and I don't know if I've talked about this in a previous video. If I have, I just revisit it now. And that is that he thought that in the world of no form, that is like there are no boundaries. It's spiritual anarchy. Yeah? Which I thought, no, that is the view of a child looking at the world of an adult. If you're a child, you hear the boundaries, you see the boundaries. Yeah? Like you hear all day long, don't touch this, don't touch that, don't do that. And you see the boundaries when they're locking the garden gate, so you can't get out when you're very small. Yet you think, but I'm grown up, I can do whatever I like, because the adults don't give instructions to each other all day long. They're not telling each other, don't do this and don't do that. And they just go and unlock the garden gate to walk out. So that must then mean when you're grown up, you can do whatever you want. And that is obviously not true. It is that you learn the boundaries, and you've been set the boundaries as a child, so that as an adult you know them. And you don't have to be told but you do so because you know. I mean, plenty of adults that don't know the boundaries, that don't learn that lesson, and that go up against the boundaries, and then we set boundaries for them again. That's called prison. So the idea that there are no boundaries up there is ludicrous. As above, so below. It is the exact same thing, only there you don't see them anymore. They exist within the boundaries because they know them. And they don't have to be told by a picture. So this is where we are. So we are here to learn the boundaries. We learn about different levels of consciousness and how to interact with it. So where we are amongst vegetation or animals or other people, and even learning that other people are not like us. And the knowledge that you can hurt another person through what you're saying and what you're doing, because he is different, and that you have no right to make that person in your own image because he is his own person. So you have to respect what he is and act in such a way that doesn't hurt them, which means you cannot have it all. You cannot have it all in the interaction with that person. You cannot be yourself in your entirety, but only parts of yourself in that interaction. I mean, know yourself in your entirety, yes, but know which parts you can use, because you have to give. You're supposed to give. Yeah? So, no, you cannot go according to your own knowledge. First of all, you need to know him, to know what you can do and what you can't do, in order not to hurt him. So, and this is what this world is teaching us, and at the moment we are in the picture. We're seeing the energies, what is energy, as pictures, and the picture creates a story, and we learn inside of the story, through the story. That is the medium by which we're being taught, good and bad. Which brings me to our enemy and the knowledge of our enemy. Because I realized something this morning, and that is Jesus brought the knowledge of our compassion to the elites, to the gods, to the mighty. And I said they haven't learned. They haven't. Well, the only thing I could see up to now is that they have learned in how they can use our compassion to make us do things that they want us to do. But when you look at what they're doing at the moment, wholesale, that is dumbing us down and really making us unconscious. And because the more conscious you are, the more you feel pain. Yeah, the more self-aware you are, you feel pain. That is, as you can see again in the animal world, pain works on different levels, from the plant life to animals do feel pain, yes. But I think a fully conscious person feels pain a lot more vivid. I really believe that. There are levels by which you can feel pain. It's also levels by which you can feel joy. An animal cannot feel joy the same way that a fully conscious person would be able to feel it. So to say you're going into this dumbed down stage and then you're going to be joyful, not the way you can be joyful now. It's not going to happen. You can't feel that level of joy on that level of consciousness. But that's where they are driving us. And it came to me this morning that they have actually learned the lesson of compassion. To them, that is compassion. They're driving us to because they do want to rule over us, yeah? And they will make us do things that will hurt us. So they're trying to bring us to a lower level of consciousness so that we do not feel the pain. And in their warped mind, that may well pass for compassion. So there we have it. They have, I believe now, they've actually learned that lesson. But they have, again, only applied it to themselves. The overall intention to have dominion over our nature and to rule over us, that has not changed. But from the viewpoint, as I said, of that perspective, if we cannot feel pain, that is compassion. That's them being compassionate, drying our tears by dumbing us down to the point where we no longer cry. So, in a way, we have taught them a lesson, because we are giving of our knowledge to each other, and we are most certainly giving of our knowledge to them. Yeah, they are fishers of knowledge. So yeah, they have learned, and yeah, they may well have learned the lesson of compassion in their own warped way. So we need another lesson, and that is the lesson of elevation, or rather lack of elevation. Yeah, that you are not elevated above to do whatever you want, even if you're doing it in your own warped, compassionate way. That is not the point. The point is balance of everything, and everything has the same right to exist as it is, or evolve for that matter. Because I think the rest of nature will also evolve. You know, we're all on the same path, we're just on different levels from which to go up. So that would be the next lesson that we need to teach them. And through us gaining the knowledge, giving that knowledge to all, and hopefully finally it will sink in with them. Because apparently the lesson of compassion has sunk in with them. They just, as I say, look at it the wrong way. So that is our way. And that is, again, learning greater knowledge of the Creator, that maybe one day we will be just light beings. That is to say, this picture will no longer exist, because we will know it in its energy form. We won't need the visual. But as I said, it won't be any different than the visual is now. It is still the same energy that is creating the visual, and you still have to navigate your way through those energies in the same way. But so here we go, because we are now maybe at the point where we are going to a higher level, to a greater knowledge of the energy. And we still have the stumbling block in front of us, which are the elites, the gods and the mighty. So what do? If we go up against them, it must be in order to give. See, if we go up against them to rule over or to destroy, we become them. And that is not the point. So we must go up in order to give. And then you're asking, what is it they actually need? What is it they need to understand? Give them the understanding of something so that they can become. And what they need in a big way is humility. Temperance, knowing when you actually have enough. And just knowing that they are not elevated. The fact that they look upon themselves in that way is wrong. And if in the level playing field you get the true knowledge of the Creator as being a part of it, and you get the true knowledge, the truth, then from an elevated position you cannot see that truth. You might gain knowledge, what they have. You might even get spiritual knowledge, which they have, compassion, but you will use that knowledge in you will interpret that knowledge and use it in an incorrect way, because they are in the wrong place to actually understand. So, do we need to bring them down to earth? Yes, for their own good. Yeah, we're giving to them by doing so. How do we bring them down to earth? And there is our way. And as I said, the way must be according to that which gives the knowledge. And by going up against them in wrath in order to destroy or to become or to rule over them, then we have become them. And then we are in the wrong place. So work it in such a way that we're all in balance. Anyway, that's what my sleepless night brought. I think it was worth it, although I'm tired as hell. Anyway, I leave it that for today, and I talk to you again soon. Bye.